Fueling was my largest expense in trail running and my biggest source of waste. This cost me £14, will fuel me for about 3.5 hours, and then I'll bin it all after I've finished. I moved to bulk bought and homemade fueling, and all of this costs less than £3, and it'll fuel me for more than 4 hours. And this is all in a reusable fuel carry system, DirtBags. Welcome to For the Trail's first project video. It's a project within trail running that looks at 3 specific things: how to make trail running more affordable, how to ask less of the planet and the natural world, and how to learn and celebrate about nature. So in this video, this is project number 1. This is the first video I'm going to release under the name For the Trail. We'll be looking at the first 2 in those, and we'll be doing that in this video by looking specifically at fueling. So yeah, this is the issue: a single-use, single-serving energy gel or chew or powder packet, and it's made of multi-layered laminated plastic. You can just about see 2 different types of plastic in there that holds the sugar, and then the outside is the branding, and then there's even another layer of plastic here which is a completely different type. So these can't be recycled, so they're very convenient. I've used these for years, for as long as I can remember, but they cost a hell of a lot of money as well, like upwards of £4, £5, £6 per hour for 60 grams of carbs. And then when you finish the run, even if you haven't dropped it on the floor, which I picked all these up when I was sweeping the race, even if you don't drop it on the floor, you go home or you find a bin at the end of your race and it still goes into the bin, it still goes into landfill. So yeah, these are really convenient, but every single one of these I'll use for just a few seconds and then I'll throw it away. That's when I've transitioned to silicone soft flasks and plastic Ziploc bags. It's reusable, so that's really good. So in the terms of reduce, reuse, recycle, it's at least ticking that compared to the single-use, single-serve energy products. And then I started using smaller Ziploc bags, and I was putting individual servings of chews, sweets, energy powder, etc. in these, and that was working really well in combination with a silicone soft flask. I was still unhappy. The Ziplocs aren't the best on the top. You only get one with the smaller, like jewellery sized ones, because I just wanted to put like 20 or 30 grams of carbs in these, so I can have 1, 2, 3 an hour, just like I would with a gel, chew or powder packet. Yeah, so they weren't the most secure. And then even though I've reduced my impact slightly because I'm reusing something, I'm still using a fossil fuel based product. It's still a plastic Ziploc. Hey everyone, just want to spend a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, the oak tree. So an oak can support as many as 2,000 individual life forms. They capture carbon and release oxygen, and we use that to breathe. And the great thing is, on your next trail run, you can hug one just like this completely for free. There's no annual fee, no subscription, and no discount codes required. So yeah, thanks Oak Tree for sponsoring this video. So this is a homemade bioplastic Ziploc bag. So as you can tell, it's quite an obscure shape. It's a bit different from what you can usually buy. The reason for researching bioplastic and other materials instead of normal plastic is that I found out it asks less of the planet in its production. And also these are home compostable, so some of the materials I was testing, I was able to home compost them. So I was looking at circular life cycles rather than like linear ones where you end up producing something, using it and then wasting it. So yeah, I spent the last 1.5 to 2 years just prototyping and making different size Ziploc bags. So I got a couple of tools, I was buying them bioplastic material and then making loads of different shapes and sizes, and then testing different zip types and positionings of them, and so that I could use them for energy powders, decant into it, and then make as many as I want, take them on an adventure, and then decant into a soft flask. Energy chews and sweets, so I could put them into a small single serving size Ziploc, and then on my run I know I've got 30 grams of carbs in that, and then I take it out and just use it like I would with a single serve, single use gel or chew product. So I actually ended up trying a few gels out of plastic Ziplocs, and they worked at home, but they weren't so great when I was out running because they just weren't so strong, or the zips weren't good enough, or they weren't the right sizes to put in my mouth and things like that. And then after a lot of work and like 20-30 different size iterations and like constant running, constant testing of different fuel sources and the entire process of fueling and creating nutritional strategies and going on long runs and doing ultra marathon races, single day ones, doing multi-day fast packing adventures over 2 years, I basically ended up making 2 sizes of Ziploc bag out of bioplastic. So this is one of them. This is what I call a small dirt bag. That's 14 by 6 centimeters. It's the large dirt bag, 16 by 18 centimeters. It's not an ordinary Ziploc bag because it's made of bioplastic, and in here I've got 40 grams of carbs in the form of energy chews that I've bought in bulk. These were 6 times cheaper than it would have cost from a couple of nutritional brands that you can buy them from in the UK, and they're the similar product. And I've saved, this cost just over 30 pence, where it would have been about £2 for the same product. And then with that one I would have bought it, consumed it in a few seconds, and then binned it. This one I buy in bulk, so I've reduced the packaging there quite substantially. I'm decanting it into these, so I can take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of them with me. So I'd take 12 if I was on like a 6-hour ultra marathon, and I'd take 2 of these an hour, just like I would with a single serve option. Few seconds, half a bag, put it way back in my pocket, have that in 5 minutes. If I open that up, I'd have to consume that entire gel or chew, because the packet's open, it doesn't close, it doesn't reseal, it's not reusable. So yeah, that's another positive I found from someone that bought DirtBags about 3 weeks ago and got them delivered, and they messaged me specifically about that. They said the nutrition and fueling strategy and plan actually improved because of them. I take all these home, wash them, dry them, and then reuse them again. So I've used this one a handful of times in the last few weeks since I got them in. And in this one I've got a head torch, batteries and charging cables. So yeah, it's great for organising your gear as well as putting large snacks in it. So you can just chuck that full of popcorn or sweets or crisps or a sandwich, whatever you want. It's there to organise your gear, keep it secure and dry with the 2 Ziplocs at the top, and then chuck it away where you need it, whether it's in a drop bag or just in your pockets for the adventure you're on. One of the biggest difference, other than the material type and dialing in the size of the small dirt bag, is the zips. So they are 2 Ziplocs there, and each one is a triple bone zip. This makes it good enough for storing things like maple syrup. So there's maple syrup in here. I have took this one with me on a handful of runs in the last week or so. It's the same maple syrup, so it's still in there, it hasn't leaked. I've been out again today for 45 minutes already, and I've taken hundreds of gels from the prototypes, and then these zips are even better from the manufacturer we've been working with. Yeah, so costs a fraction of the price compared to a nutritional brand energy gel, it's maple syrup, or you can make your own, or you can buy them in bulk as well. There's loads of brands making them in bulk, so if you still want to use the same brand because it's working for you, your nutritional plan and your gut, which is most important, you can transition to the bulk version and still save money, quite a bit of money actually. So yeah, that leads me on to the sustainable fuel guide. So it shows you tips like the Turkish Delight and the energy chews I've just shown you, the maple syrup, or the bulk bought fueling. Here, homemade energy powders, exactly the same you'd buy from nutritional brands. You can just buy them in bulk online, get them delivered. It takes just a few minutes to create your homemade energy powder, and exactly the same, and they can cost as little as less than 10 pence for 30 grams of carbs, compared to like the £1, £1.50, £2 in some cases for basically maltodextrin and fructose ratios. Then the beauty of this is as well, create the exact maltodextrin or glucose and fructose ratio you want, because you're in control of what goes in the packet. I really appreciate you watching. This was project number 1, where I've just introduced DirtBags to you from For the Trail. I'm aiming to put out a video once every month, sort of similar to this, so we'll hit one of the 3 topics of affordability in trail running, asking less of the planet, the natural world, and then also learning and celebrating the natural world. So I've also been working on a mini-series, so this one covers the first two. The mini-series I've been working on covers the third, where we learn and celebrate the natural world, because these topics I think are really missing in the trail running media, like landscape on YouTube and online. So yeah, these are things that I really feel like we should be talking about when our sport and hobby is based on nature. Make sure to click the link to the sustainable fuel guide, because that's the other half of DirtBags. It shows you how to move to a reusable fuel and gear carry system. And if you've already got reusable things like plastic Ziplocs or silicone soft flasks and you're happy with them, keep on using them. You know, I don't want you to go out of the way to buy new things if you've already got something that works for you and can keep your costs down. Just use them until they're finished and until they've broken down, and then maybe consider it. And the sustainable fuel guide will help you look at alternatives for pricings in bulk bought and homemade fuels, whether it's from a nutritional brand or whether it's from a supermarket or whether you're buying it online and you're getting it brought home and you're making it yourself. So go down below, top of the description, top comment, sustainable fuel guide. Share it with everyone if you think it's good, even if you don't buy DirtBags. I'd really appreciate that. And it will also be updated every 2 or 3 months. So I've got one update coming that I've already done, but I've not published it in the next few weeks, and it's just going on to that exact same guide. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and for everyone that supported in the pre-order for DirtBags and bringing them to life. Like, I am so grateful. If you can't wait for the next video, which will be in a month or so, where we do another project on For the Trail. Check out one of the documentaries by Kelp and Fern. There's loads of them on the channel. I'm sure you'll enjoy one or two of them. Yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.